So that's the reason why creative diversification is great on its own. However, it does get limited if you're feeding it back incorrect data. It's just trying to find any purchase, and it's modeling a bunch of that data that's inside the ad platform. But where your source of truth actually shows everything's going in the right direction. The key is like linking those two together with first click CAPI imports. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Exactly right. And what's funny is even Meta's CPA is off. It's actually higher than what we're getting. And then when we scale it, it says things get worse when things get better. Like my ad spend in platform metrics couldn't be further away from each other. And as I scale, they diverge farther away from each other of what's happening versus what Meta's thinking.
But do you know how much Meta plans on spending on AI in 2027?
I missed the earnings call. I know their stock's been. I mean, I'm waiting for a swing, but I haven't actually looked into it yet.
I mean, stock market can't go up forever, but I mean, yeah, we're in a little bit of a correction right now as of this recording. $115 billion.
Oh, are you trying to buy more NVIDIA? Or AMD? But yeah, it's true. I mean, that's the thing is people are like, hey, they spent 150. They plan to spend. You said 150.
Yeah,
they've already spent 64.
64 that went up to 72 on the
oh my god call. So
61 to 71 billion they project in 2025 on the last earnings call.
So wait,
billion.
Was that 12-figure number?
So 12-figure number?
Well, 100 and something billion.
115 billion. Is that 12 figures?
Is that 12 figures? 115.
I can't even do the math. It's like such a staggering amount.
That is 12 figures.
12 figures.
So they're spending 12 figures on this. Now, I hope that's a wake-up call for media buyers out there too. If you spend 12 figures on something, it seems like that's the area they want to go.
Well, like you kind of have to follow the smart money here to a certain degree. It's like this. Yeah. We did a perpetual traffic episode, 2-part perpetual traffic episode on this. Check it out over on our YouTube channel if you want to do that as well. The point is like we went through all of this. Like, why are all these tech companies? Why are the FANG companies or the Magnificent Seven or whatever you want to call them? Why are they spending so much on this? And if you have that much investment in it, the money tells you like that's a serious investment. The problem is like Zucker even said this on the earnings call. He's like, we are actually in a deprived state of compute. Words to that effect. He's like, we don't even have enough. That's why we're building these data centers like it's going out of style because of this kind of thing. Because they know this is the moneymaker. Advertising is the moneymaker. We're just the benefits of all of that. But all of that extra compute power, and then NVIDIA continues to increase its GPU capacity. I mean, obviously, we're all seeing it with ChatGPT, 5 now. So the point is like this stuff ain't going anywhere. This is only going to get better and better and better, and we're seeing it now with this ad algorithm today. And this is clear evidence that they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they're not dummies. That's for sure. And I do believe that there is I do believe that this is going to get more and more and more automated. And for people who are out there who are believing that we're going to have more targeting and editing capabilities inside of our technical media buying set, I would disagree. I think this is going to get more and more automated. And if we're not at the tippy top edge of the leveraging of that automation and really dissecting it, reverse engineering and finding out how it works so that we can leverage it to the best of our abilities to scale customers and clients and businesses, you're not necessarily, you're unemployed. Really. I mean, it's imagine like a doctor who just didn't attend seminars or continuous education anymore. And so the advancements in brain surgery are now 3 years past. And it's like, no. Got my old trusty, hammer and chisel. I'll get that sucker out of there.
One day I'll get to it. Like that day is now. You need to adopt this now. His exact quote, I actually have it. We are running in a compute-starved state, even though they're spending $71 billion in 2025. That's
so
unbelievable.
Cool. Yeah.
So anyway, good for the stock market, obviously.
Exactly.
A lot of people have questions as whether or not we're in a bubble, but the internet bubble lasted 5 years. We're only in like the 3-year mark right now. So we've got quite a ways to go, I would think.
It's
But
funny, the dot-com bubble was 60x for PE and with no profit. We're in a 35x for PE with more profit than the Wall Street's ever seen. So I don't think there's a bubble. It's a bubble, but it's a justifiable bubble.
it's justifiable with actual earnings.
You're on the cusp of, is this revolutionary to the market or is it just a bubble? And I think we're leaning more towards this revolutionary. I think that we're going to have to rethink about how forward PE works.
Yeah.
So,
but
that's
PE is price earnings ratio. That's how obviously in non-stock market people, that's how companies are evaluated. But back in the internet bubble days in the 2000s when it all topped out,
hype.
it was all hype because most of these companies didn't have any earnings. I mean, there were a lot, but
like eBay, you could sell stuff online. Here's $1 billion.
Yeah, Amazon wasn't even profitable. Remember that?
They're selling books.
Can you even think about that right now? It's just crazy.
Well, that's a good marketing lesson for everyone out there. The reason why Amazon started selling books is because wow, I can't remember the guy's name now at Amazon.
Jeff Bezos.
Bezos was said, well, what is something that people buy at their house so that they usually buy more than like 3 or 4 of? And they said, oh, books. People that buy books buy 10 to 15 books like annually. So they're like, let's sell books because LTV's there.
Smart.
So yeah, this makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I think it's amazing how this is working. And actually it gives us so much less control, but so much more control, because if we think about all the stuff that us digital marketers kind of like had these wild and crazy ideas, we're like, if someone on Tuesday clicks this ad and then looks at a TV set on Thursday, then their kid's name must be Fred. Like it just became so ridiculous that we were underutilizing Facebook. Now it's like, hey, if you're going to want to scale with cold traffic, new customers, new visitors, new eyeballs, new leads, whatever it is, you have to refine your sales process to an organic audience. And there's millions, hundreds of millions of people out there within Meta that you can attract with this audience or with your offer. But it's not up to you to tell me who they are. It's up to me to decide if you deserve them.
Yeah.
And that's now the change that we have to adapt to. And I think it's actually much more exciting because as long as you're having a good company with good marketing practices to grow, you do your segmentation and your offers in email and SMS and free networks. You don't have to do that inside of Meta. You shouldn't pay for that traffic if you already have those users. You can reach out to them in any other way. You even, if you're desperate, go to App 11. They still have some people that see ads on Candy Crush. Who knows?
Love it. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, this is a great example of yet another discovery that we found that is leveraging this 72 billion or whatever, or 71 billion. Sorry, get my numbers straight. What's a billion between friends, really?
Whatever. I mean, that's only like a 7-figure number, or 8 or like 9-figure.
9-figure. That's a 9-figure number.
Yeah, that's a 9-figure.
It's crazy.
12 figures.
Unbelievable.
That's like government spending.
That's just like, and it's all from the profits that they make from our ads, like the ads that we're running right now.
It's so funny. That's all the money that we've given them, attempted to try to target our own people, and they're just laughing at us.
I know.
Oh, that's great.
So true. So anyway, so this is yet another example of creative diversification. Yet another like really interesting thing. Make your ad copy and your creative consistent with each other. Give Meta that very, very specific signal, especially if you're going after a niche within a niche. Like in your case, you're talking about people wanting to get sort of that next level of education, but nursing, make your nursing ad. I forget exactly how many different offers this company has, but like that's the takeaway from today, I think.
Yeah. It's like that's how we have to think about things too. And it was fun. What's nice, this is like lead gen and e-commerce focus at the same time,
right? Where
if you're like a lead gen, I want to have people who are looking to hire a fleet of trucks, and you're doing that for like 3 or 4 months. You're like, okay, awesome. Now I want to go after the people that may need a fleet of trailers. Okay, this is pivotal now. Like you're taking a heavily targeted, heavily pixeled, heavily known, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, potentially millions of people, and you're going to say, okay, now change. Like it is that much of a big, you can launch a new campaign and you can do a much different creative. Absolutely. But everything that you did to get your first original avatar developed, scaled, and profitable, you're now, you reset the clock, starting off on another campaign. Your other campaign here will still work well because we've identified that if we're in that campaign and we're telling Meta that we should be still speaking to those same users, it will run. Yeah. Now we have another campaign type that is actually for military members, and we have military copy DD-214 mentions, like all the stuff that the AI should understand. This is for military members. We just started that like 2 days ago. So
and the audience
just yet. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. The audience knows.
Make the algorithm understand it. Make your audience understand it.
Yeah.
There's your two things.
Exactly. I went to the bouncer and said, I want to go to that place instead now. And I have the credentials to do so.
Yeah.
So
and I'm not going to get you water now that you're inside. I'm going to actually give you like a nice, vodka tonic or whatever it is.
There you go.
That's really good stuff. Do we have time to
do a little sneak preview of the other one?
Yeah, a little sneak preview. This is one that we're working on, and we're not quite there yet. I think a lot of people ask, I'll sort of tee this one up, is what happens when you don't have CAPI imports or first click CAPI imports? And maybe we can explain that just a bit more to people, because that's always sort of a question that we get in the comments. But point is like we haven't done it yet, and we're already starting to see sort of the platform and the back end starting to diverge now. But it's very, very early days, and this is something that a project that we're pretty excited about.
Yeah, and I'm getting everything all set up here for the screen shares. I had to use that window. There we go. Okay, and one last button. Perfect. Okay, so this is what we see. Again, we have a limited time, so we want to get to Q&A, but I'm gonna paraphrase the backstory. New company that we're working with that we set up on the Andromeda framework, because you can see they were trying to do like tofu, mofu, bofu, all the other stuff, and nothing was working at all.
Right. Old school way of doing it. Separate out the campaigns based upon traffic depth.
Yeah. And what's funny is that it wasn't even that long ago that this was happening. So we said, hey, this is not necessarily how this should work. We need to launch it to the Andromeda model and then move in from there. So this is a campaign that's already been running for about 2 weeks. And our ENCAC went from $77 down to like $23. Like we were nailing it. And we said, okay, we'd like to scale. And I said, perfect. If we want to scale now that we have our creative is very well diversified. We're using 40 different ads, like perfect, but we're kind of stuck in learning, as you can tell. Now, this is hard, because when I say that the data that Meta sees is for Meta, it is not for us. And this couldn't be more true in this sense right here, that the data that Meta sees, the CAPI imports that we give Meta, is not for us. We are the smart people here. We are saying, I'm going to grab a fragmented subsection of what you want to count, and I'm only going to allow you to count what I allow you to count. So if the CPA doesn't look right, I'm not the person panicking. No one should panic. It's made for Meta's algorithm. Now, when you don't have CAPI imports, we talked about like the afters, where it's went from bad, now went to good. This is went from good to stayed good, but now looks bad. It's really cool. So watch this. We are in an area here where if we look at the last kind of time period, this is, again, I mean, like $25 per day spend. I mean, we're not spending much at all. Like this is our first test of scale by trying to try to spend more than like $50 in a day kind of thing. So this campaign here that we're looking at has a total of $75 a day. We were spending 25, then went up to 50, and then we went up to 75, which is what the last scale is. So it's not like we're hemorrhaging cash. I mean, we're 272% more orders. Return customer rate is down 71%, which means a ton of new orders. We see Facebook going up 1,300%. We see Instagram go from 0 to now has some information. Long story short, this is what I love is after we launched the Andromeda model, our sessions changed 18%, but our conversion rate went up 296% for literally the last month straight. It's been fantastic. Good. Right. Everything's working well.
$25 to $50 to $75 a day budget share. Right?
Yeah, I mean, we're exactly, because I didn't want to put too much ad spend in there, because if we put too much ad spend in now, it may start to veer off course. Well, we said, you know what, let's just do it. So we increased our ad spend 52% during this time period here from the 5th to the 11th. Now,
you also needed a little bit more creative. I think we started out a little bit more.
Yeah, we had 3 and then we just dumped 40. And that's what worked. Right. Yep. And so that one, the creative being expanded out to 40. I mean, we went back to like the archives of 2022 and pulled ads out there because we just needed to get the creative in there. It's okay to start off with old ads. If there's 40 of them, it's not okay to start off with any amount of new or old ads. If you have like 4, you really want to have your diverse creative. That is structural to Meta's AI of understanding who you're trying to go after. If I just said, give me people who like to clean, well, Meta's like, well, all right, shit, what? Clean the house, their butt crack, their car. Right. What do you need? Clean what? And you're like, oh yeah, house cleaning. You're like, okay.
Butt crack learnings are the best learnings that there are right there. Yeah.
I'm going to target that. I'm going to target people who use Squatty Potty by using butt crack in the primary text. But I was like, okay, so we need to have, we want people that do like washing machine and dishwashers. So I'm like, okay, now I understand. Like also clean floors. Like, aha. Now, so the more creative you get it, the more understands of who you're trying to go after, so it can go after them. Very, very simplistic. We're doing our targeting with our creative. We increased that to creative. Everything's going good. And I said, hey, we're going to put, another $50 a day. So in the last 7 days, we spent 52% more. Now it was only $181. But the percentile is what's important. It's 52% increase in spend. This is where folks say, John, what is the amount of spend we should typically scale? And sometimes it's 10 a week and 20 a week. And sometimes, it's you never want to go over 22. And everyone has their golden rule. And it's because of this. We've made our golden rules off of shit data. This is the reason. If you increase by 52%, it looks like nothing happened. I mean, if you increase your cost 52% and your cost per result goes up 52%, that means you didn't make one more sale. Right. Not at all. Not one more returning, not one more new, nothing. And so when you look over here,
dead even.
6 went to 6. Uh-oh. We should have had at least, if you have 6 sales and you increase your ad spend by 50%, you should see 9. You should have at least 3 more.
Right.
So let's do this. Well, let's go up to our new customers during this time period. 11.5.
That's what the ad platform is saying.
Yeah,
however,
11.5, sorry, let me just do this here. October
on the
29th,
back end.
4th. Yeah, October. I don't know why this thing, October 29th. I don't know why this thing's all messed up. It should be the same thing. There you go. So from October 29th to 11.4, we had 15 customers. Now we're only really running Meta right now. So Meta still thinks we had 6, by the way, which is awesome. Right. So Meta thinks we have 6, we have 15. We increased ad spend $180 or 50%. And now Meta says we went from 6 to 6. Just our new customers went from 15 to 19. So remember I said, hey, if we're adding 50% more, we should see at least 3 more. We see 4 more. We do actually have 4 more. If we look up at the top line here, in that same date range, 5th to 11th, compared to the previous period, our return customer rate went down 19%. So we actually lost some returning customers. That's fine, but we still increased our orders by 24%. Okay. Now, 24%, it was saying, hey, you have 6 more orders, 4 more are new. Okay, yes, it's probably targeting about a 60-30 split between returning customers and new customers. Like that's how typically Meta works. What I was very, very, very happy about, and this is where we should focus a lot of time in our top line measurement, which is why I was okay. We have a 30% increase in sessions, but our conversion rate stayed the same. It dropped 3%. Now it didn't drop from like 6% down to 3%. That'd be a 50% drop. It literally went from like 1.9 to 1.89. I mean, it was basically the same thing. Right. So we said, hey, we gave Meta 50% more ad spend. It got 30% more new or 30% more visits, and our conversion rate stayed the same. Good. We can actually see, I don't know what button I pressed. We can actually see over here on the right-hand side too in our analytics, 29% more added to our sessions. Our added carts went up 72%. Reach checkout went up 72%. 25% more completed. Excellent. Like everything is green. Google, social, everything went up, and it was all because we pushed more Facebook and Instagram traffic. That was it. But inside of here, my ENCAC is still under $40. We're still perfect. Remember, we were 73 when we started a month ago, and now we're scaling with a sub 40-ish, sub 30-ish. We're right around there.
Solid improvement.
Exactly. So ENCAC is great. We have our scale is great. Our creative diversification is great. The problem is everything is great, but Meta says no, everything is horrible. You gave me 50% more. No one else bought. Your ad campaigns aren't working, and now everything is still stuck in limited. Why is it stuck in limited? Because the data that it sees is missing. Right. How do you have a creative targeting when the creative says nothing is working? And that is the reason why we do need first click CAPI imports into an account, is because without it, you make all these anecdotal, pardon my French, stupid rules, really. It's like, well, you can't scale more than 50%. Meta says it sucks. Like, well, what does your bank account say? Well, we don't look at that. But that's the part where we have to look at this as from an ad spend, ENCAC, MER, top line perspective, yes. But I can't scale anymore. I actually have to delete this campaign and start a new campaign because I can't use a new conversion event in an old campaign. So the further I go down this rabbit hole, the farther I got to go back out and go further into the next rabbit hole. So that's why it's important to start this from the beginning.
So that's the reason why creative diversification is great on its own. However, it does get limited, especially in this particular case here. If you're feeding it back incorrect data, it's just trying to find any purchase, and it's modeling a bunch of that data that's inside the ad platform. But where your source of truth actually shows, like everything's going in the right direction. The key is like linking those two together with first click CAPI imports. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Exactly right. And what's funny is even Meta's CPA is off. It's actually higher than what we're getting. And then when we scale it, it says things get worse when things get better. Like my ad spend and our in-platform metrics couldn't be further away from each other. And as I scale, they actually they diverge farther away from each other of what's happening versus what Meta's thinking. The problem is AI is in control. We've already proven that at the beginning of this call. We said, I want to target these people. It says, okay, I will target those people. And hey, guess what? It worked and you're fine because I can see our metrics are stable inside the platform because we're feeding it the metrics. And the other case study was saying, hey, we're going to increase our ad spend, and Meta says nothing's working. Thank God we don't measure what Meta says, because otherwise we would have pulled back and we would have hurt the company and we would have chased our tail like most agencies do. Right. So that's why we measure differently. But that this thing can't grow because Meta needs the data. The in-platform metrics are not for us. The in-platform metrics are not for us. I keep saying that. Keeps getting proven right time and time again. Do not look at in-platform metrics. You will trick yourself if you believe your own trick. The schizophrenic in you won. Like,
you're chasing your tail.
Bingo.
So the two big things here are, first off, make sure that your ad copy and your creative are in harmony with each other in our first example. And secondly, creative diversification does work. However, if you're not feeding the correct data back into the ad platform through first click CAPI imports, you really are sort of stuck from a scale standpoint, and things inside the ads platform is not going to look very good for you. So you have to have the two together, really. And that's the key. And that's the reason why we're doing this special right now, which is when you buy the creative diversification package, where you get all this diversified creative, you get the media buying, world-class media buying from our media buying team, and you get the CAPI imports and Tier 11 data suite alongside of that for a one price. So you buy one, get two free. So that's over at tier11.com/CD.